Suicide is the second leading cause of death for college-age youth in ages 12 to 18. The sadness of suicide is enough to make someone cry. But when you personally know someone who has done such a heinous act, it is hard to find happiness again. My life of being happy-go-lucky transformed in one phone call. After the phone call I had received, telling me such awful news, it changed my life forever. At first I thought my life was over. There was no way I could be happy again. Nothing would put a smile on my face. But then, time passed. I saw suicide from a different perspective and told myself that everything was okay. I value life way more than a young adult would at the age of 17. I went through and am still going through this. I've learned that over time, the pain will heal. The wound was open for the longest time, and I didn't know how to deal with feeling so empty inside. I began to talk to my friends about it and started to use the sport I love and Lance loved to release my pain. Soccer was there for me more than anyone else could be. It allowed me to remember why I keep going. At first, it was difficult for me to step onto a soccer field and play the sport after my cousin had passed away. I found out about his death over a phone call on the soccer field 10 minutes before I was supposed to play a game. But I put one foot in front of the other and I faced my fears. I began to play the sport for him no matter what else I was going through. I live my life for him. I wake up with a positive attitude every day, even if it is a Monday and raining. Lance wouldn't have wanted me to mope around all day and cry. He'd want me to be happy. I look into the mirror every morning and think, I wish Lance was still here with me. But truthfully, I don't know what it would be like if he was still here. I spent the last year and 4 months thinking about why my cousin, why'd he do it, and what caused it. But unfortunately, those answers won't ever be answered, and I'm okay with that now. I've grown into a strong, well-minded individual who doesn't take life for granted. I played in my first collegiate soccer game recently, and the only emotion I had was pride. I was playing for Lance and the name on my jersey. The young adult I've grown up to become makes me love myself more and more than I ever had. I never thought I would have been able to get through something so emotional and disheartening as suicide, but I did. The horrible and awful negative has built me into a better person. I've grown closer with my family and close friends. I was also able to open up more to the ones who care about me, and I've allowed others to know how I felt. I got past the storm with time. Every time I see Lance's face or simply see something that reminds me of him, I smile. He had many contagious, loving qualities about him, and that is how I see him. You'd think that something so negative would tear someone down, and it does, but there are always ways to make negatives into positives. In our community, we've lost many precious, smart, kind, and beautiful souls that didn't know how to deal with their pain inside. We can come together and change the lives of young developing minds, reaching out to the ones who are hurting and reminding them over and over again that there's always someone there for them, from their parents, siblings, closest friends, and even their teachers. So many people care about them. This group of Ray-Pec Matters can go so far and can save lives. Let's push together as one and help the ones in need.